Hey guys, welcome to Bastian time. This is Zelda News, I'm your host Bastian, and let's get to that first story. Did You Know Gaming posted a new Zelda-related image, and it is something that actually, yes, I did already know, but in case any of you didn't already know, I thought I'd figure go ahead and talk about it, and it's the fact that Ocarina of Time was originally going to be basically a first-person shooter. Now, that may shock you to think of not even being able to see Link ever, but that's the case. Originally, they were just going to have it be Link's perspective, and you know, you would probably like see the sword extended out in front of you, basically kind of like Skyrim in a way. And all I can say is thank goodness they decided to pull the camera back and allow Link to be in the camera. And the reason why they decided to go ahead and switch it to third person is simply because after they came up with the idea of having child Link and adult Link, Miyamoto thought, this is too cool that we have these two different Links, and what better way to be able to remind the player constantly of that fact but allowing them to see Link. So that's why they decided to go ahead and pull back the camera. So anyways, that's pretty fascinating. Ocarina of Time could have been extraordinarily different than the game that we all love. And it's also just kind of interesting that lately there have been all kinds of people saying Zelda series should be more like the Skyrim series, or I guess it's the Elder Scrolls series, which thank goodness it's not, and thank goodness it's its own thing, but it almost was. Our next story is pretty bizarre. It's simply the fact that that one of the writers at IGN, who's notorious for his very strong opinions about things, Rich, he lives apparently in San Francisco, or maybe he was just visiting it, I don't know, but the point is, on his Twitter, he took a picture of some graffiti, some tagging that he found, where somebody all over San Francisco has been tagging in very bland, not artistic letters Zelda, which you can see for yourself here. Now, of course, there's the huge possibility that it's simply some gangsta girl wannabe whose name is Zelda and she's just going around writing her name everywhere. But then, of course, there's also the possibility that this is a Nintendo fan or Zelda fan who is just trying to show their love for their favorite series. If that is the case, I would hope that instead of just this boring, not so interesting looking tag, that they would have done like the official, you know, Zelda font in the red letters, or, you know, a couple Triforces or something, the Highland Crest, but this is just kind of boring. Our next story is about a short film which won first place at a short film festival, and it's called Escape, and it's basically about a girl who is a huge fan of the Zelda series and has a lot of at-home problems, you know, life problems, and so she kind of escapes into Zelda, basically. It's very Zelda-inspired. It's really, really touching and awesome. If you're a Zelda fan, I challenge you to not be moved by this, so definitely check this one out. There's a link for it down below. Speaking of Zelda-inspired things, there is a Kickstarter for a book. Now, this book is basically like a comic book. It's a little more artsy, I guess, than a comic book, but the artist behind it is the person who did all of the art for Braid. Now, if you're not familiar with Braid, you should make yourself familiar with Braid. It's amazing platformer, puzzle platformer, but it has a very fascinating style of gameplay. There's this specific gimmick mechanic that's just mind-boggling, and then the art in it is just beautiful. I wish that that's kind of what they had done with Skyward Sword. They kept talking about Skyward Sword being like an impressionist painting. Well, Braid really is that, and just make yourself familiar with Braid and you'll find out why I'm gushing about it. But anyways, The artist behind it is a huge Zelda fan, and then his friend is somebody who wrote this article apparently about how they felt like Zelda has been in a state of decline, and so they sort of made this book, or they're wanting to make this book, to sort of show what they feel like future Zelda should be like, or basically a reimagination of what Skyward Sword could have been like, because it takes place up on an island in the clouds or something like that. But it looks pretty interesting. I'm not sure if I'm necessarily going to fund it, but you know, take a look and see if it's something that you're interested in helping them bring to the masses. So that's it for this episode. Of course, tomorrow is the second Nintendo News episode, and I'll see you then. Bye, guys.